This is not an introduction. Mr Magritte entered the corner shop. The owner's Yorkshire Terrier looked up from a large bowl of beef chunks with a forlorn sigh, then started yapping as it had become its habit of late. Mr Magritte ruffled its head and made for the cheese counter. The terrier was frustrated, having just explained his theory that all great art is a merging of the conscious and the unconscious. For conscious facility without imagination or instinct is drab and tame, and the unconscious unleashed, without conscious facility of technique, is barbaric, he had mused. But Mr Magritte was unmoved. He had felt sure that the esteemed Mr Magritte would have been impressed with his insight. It was as if, then it hit him, as he finished his thought. It was as if he didn't understand him. Of course, that was it. Mr Magritte was Belgian. He may not have really understood Chaldean Neo-Aramaic, especially with a thick Yorkshire accent. This may also explain why his Italian owner, Mr Di Chirico, had continued to feed him beef chunks even after he had declared his conversion to vegetarianism 7 days ago. But why did he speak Chaldean Neo-Aramaic? And why couldn't he remember learning it? He had been the zone all his life. Shouldn't he speak Italian? He resolved to look into Jung's theory of the collective unconscious more deeply, whilst eyeing a can of sweet corn knowledge. Mr Magritte had purchased a real cheese and a small picture of some pipe tobacco, and headed back to his studio. It was close to midnight, and he found his steps quickening in the dark shadows, then slowing again on reaching the glowing yellow pools provided by the streetlights. A very specific thought occurred to him as he stepped back into the shadows and glanced up at a bright afternoon sky. For conscious facility without imagination or instinct is drab and tame, and the unconscious unleashed without conscious facility of technique is barbaric. It wasn't so much the thought itself, but the fact that it came to him in the Chaldean Neo-Aramaic language, with a thick Yorkshire accent. He smiled as he reached his front door. Mr Magritte placed the key in the door and stepped inside. Then he popped his head back out, glanced left, right, and shouted to the bright blue sky. The mind loves the unknown. It loves images whose meaning is unknown, since the meaning of the mind itself is unknown. Remember, this is not an introduction.